Hello, my loves. How are you? I hope that you are doing so well today. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Nina or Sinfulpluto, and if you're returning, welcome back. Thanks for joining us here again today. I hope you enjoy your stay here and that you receive a message that you need for this upcoming week. Today we're going to be going over what is in store for us for the week of October 21st through the 27th, I believe. So let's get right into it. Today I'm going to be using my Wild Unknown Tarot. There will be a link down below if you're interested in purchasing it. But let's get right into it, my loves. Let's get right into it, lovelies. So, what is in store? I think I'm doing things a little bit differently. I'm not doing a pick a card today just because I have been feeling kind of low lately. But I wanted to do a video just to somehow be consistent. But I'm not doing a pick a card today. We're just going to do a collective reading. And so we're going to get into the overall energies, any challenges, and advice as to how to overcome those challenges. So let's get into it. Let's see. So what is the overall energy for this upcoming week? What is the overall energy for this upcoming week? Got 2 cards already that came out. All right, so bottom of the deck is the 6 of Pentacles. Okay. So these 2 cards came out side to side, so I don't know whether to. I think I'll do them reversed because they came out slightly tilted, reversed. So I'll do that. So we have the 4 of Cups, the 6 of Wands reversed, Justice reversed, and the 4 of Wands reversed. So interesting. I do feel that this week might be a little bit challenging for us emotionally, for whatever reason that is. You know, we all have our different circumstances and stuff, but I do see a little bit of like emotional indifference or kind of just feeling numb to the world, or wanting to feel numb, not wanting to feel certain things, wanting to ignore certain circumstances in our life, wanting to just kind of isolate ourselves. I definitely have been feeling this way the past few days, and it's crazy. I feel like these cards really speak to my situation at this moment. And I feel like it's just one of those weeks where, you know, we all have our ups and downs. It happens. And I feel like it's just one of those weeks where we're just a little bit of a rut. Obviously, this isn't going to apply to everyone, but with this 4 of Cups, this to me, like I said, is this indifference, wanting to ignore things, not accepting any offers of advice or of comfort or offers of anything. You know, it's almost like we grow comfortable in our own slump, and because of that we just ignore any sort of change that could come our way, any sort of positive change. You know, sometimes we get so comfortable sitting in stagnancy or in a certain mood or emotion that we know isn't good for us, but it becomes so comfortable and so familiar that we kind of find ways to stay in that, you know? How the human mind works is astonishing, honestly. But yeah, that's kind of like what that is. And with the 6 of Wands reversed, this is like, it's almost like we're stopping our own growth, because having the 6 of Wands upright with this deck specifically, I think of metamorphosis, I think of change, I think of transformation, I think of bright colors, you know, being vivacious. And having this card reversed, things just feel really dull. Things feel just kind of stagnant. Maybe some of us are halting or delaying our own growth for fear of the unfamiliar, for fear of not knowing what to expect, or not having everything planned out, for example. We might feel like we have to hold ourselves back because we want to wait for other people, or maybe we feel that we're not ready, or maybe we feel that we don't deserve this necessary change. Maybe we feel that we don't deserve all of these vivid colors in our life, right? And so maybe that's why we are indifferent to anyone who is offering a better life to us, because we feel that we are not deserving of the recognition. We don't feel that we are deserving of the acknowledgement or the fame, I guess you could say, although it doesn't have to be to that extent. But I feel that there's a little bit of like self-sabotaging that could be going on here. And it's just so crazy how all of this just ties into everything, because earlier I was watching a video all about self-sabotage and ways in which we can overcome that. So it's just funny how things line up. But I do feel that some of us, you know, we might stop ourselves from securing our own bag for whatever reason that might be. We know we might be a little bit unfair to ourselves, or maybe there's a Libra in our lives who is not being completely fair to us. But I feel that with this Justice card reverse, you know, this signifies Libra season and how Libra season is ending, and how some of us might catch ourselves or find ourselves kind of stuck in the state that we've been in this entire Libra season. Whatever that state might be for you, you know, maybe some of you have been kind of indifferent to life this entire Libra season, and so maybe you're having a hard time moving out of that when we go into Scorpio season, which is very soon on the 23rd, I believe. So maybe it's one of those things. And with this Justice card reverse, this can also signify how some of us might find it to be challenging, thinking of the long-term consequences of our actions, you know, thinking in the short term, wanting that instant gratification. So maybe some of us are staying in this state because it's what's easy. Maybe some of us are staying in the darkness because it's easier than to be in the light. Maybe we are staying, you know, in the shadows, behind the scenes, whatever it is, because it's familiar to us. But at one point or another, we have to leave our shells. We really do. In order for us to just move forward, to progress, to continue improving as people, to continue healing as people, you know? For some of us, there might be some sort of issues in the home with this Four of Wands reversed, or in the immediate environment, a place that is very familiar to you, somewhere that you go to every day. It would be like an everyday routine sort of thing. There could be a little bit of like trouble, or some challenges, obstacles, insecurity, or instability in some way in terms of like the home. I keep on wanting to say workplace, so that could also be an issue for us this week. Issues with the workplace, specifically with like legalities, especially with this Justice card reverse. Maybe there is legality issues going on. Maybe some of us are feeling as though we are not being acknowledged. Maybe some of us feel this week that we are not being recognized for the vivid colors, or for the vivacious person that we are. We're not being recognized for the accomplishments that we have achieved within the last few weeks, or maybe even the past few months. Maybe we feel that we're not getting enough. Maybe we feel as though someone is taking from us unfairly. Maybe someone is taking credit for something that you have done, and there are repercussions that have to be faced because of that. Again, this could be in the home or in the workplace, an immediate environment, somewhere that you go all the time. This could be school even. But it would have to be somewhere that's part of like everyday routine, right? And so maybe that serves as a lesson for some of us, is figuring out how to manage the situation properly, how to healthily cope with the situation, how to confront the situation properly rather than avoiding it, or using defense mechanisms that maybe have served us in the past but do not serve us now, if that kind of makes sense. I really do feel like workplace is kind of a big thing that's a big theme for us for some reason. And at the bottom of the deck, like I said, I have the Six of Pentacles, and for some reason this just screams workplace to me. I don't know why. Maybe there's some sort of like hierarchical issue going on here with like, in terms of like bosses, managers, and then lower status workers, I guess you could say. And then we have the Devil reversed, which is the Capricorn card, which again is like hierarchy, work. You know, Capricorns are they can be very work related. They're very diligent. They can sometimes be like hierarchical, that sort of thing. So I feel like work is a little bit of an issue, or career, jobs, anything along those lines that maybe have to do with the project or working with other people, something that involves like an energy exchange. You know, you're putting in your time for money, that sort of thing. So there could be a little bit of imbalance in terms of that. And maybe you feel like like I said, you're not getting enough recognition. We might find ourselves feeling as though we are not being recognized for our hard work. But for some of us, maybe it could be the fact that we are avoiding the light. We are avoiding any sort of recognition or acknowledgement for our achievements because we feel that we don't deserve it, or we might feel that we could do better, or we might feel that someone else deserves it. Whatever the case may be, it just feels like there is this rejection of of being recognized. It's like, for example, this reminds me of when I was in the 8th grade. I was supposed to be valedictorian for my class when I was graduating from middle school, and I said no, and I literally said to my vice principal that I just think it's stupid. And yeah, like I said no to being valedictorian, and even though like at that time that was like the biggest achievement ever, like I had straight A's at the time and I was one of the best students there, and I said no. I was like, no, like being valedictorian is kind of stupid, plus I'm going out of town, even though I was gonna be going out of town like a week later or some shit. It's so funny to me. But that's kind of what it reminds me of, is like that rejection of an offer, of like you like saying like no, like nah, you know, kind of convincing ourselves that it's a stupid thing that we should be recognized for, or that it's just not that big of a deal, when really, you know, it could be a pretty big deal. And so that's kind of like what it that's what it reminds me of. Yeah, that's so funny. Oh my god. My Aquarius moon, my god. But that's kind of like what it feels like with this overall energy, which is just hilarious. So I think it's important for us to definitely work on being objective this week, because we do have justice reversed, and this to me signifies subjectivity. We need to reach a level of objectivity so that we can see things clearly, factually, logically, and not get so caught up in our emotions, not get so caught up in like the self-doubt or the self-deprecation, or, you know, just like sitting in a puddle of our own misery, essentially, and finding company in our misery. I feel like that is something that we have to snap ourselves out of, and we have to treat ourselves fairly. We have to treat ourselves right this week. It's very important that we are treating ourselves the way that we would want to be treated. You know, we always hear this thing of like, treat others how you want to be treated, but like treat yourself how you want others to treat you. If you want to be treated with respect, treat yourself with respect. That sort of thing, you know? And I feel that there are much needed changes for some of us that need to take place, that need to be rooted with this Four of Wands reversed. Some of us might need to change our environment or change our routines in some way. Some of us need to break certain habits, break certain routines or rituals, so that we can implement better ones and create a better lifestyle for ourselves. Does that make sense, darlings? The number 4 could also be significant to you, because I just realized that we have 4 of Cups and the 4 of Wands. So the number 4 could be very significant to you, or the number 6. 4 and 6. Because we have the 6 of Wands reversed and the 6 of Pentacles. That's so awesome how that works. 10, 15, yeah. And then under that is the Devil card, and that's 15. And if you do 1 plus 5, that's also 6. So the number 6 or 4 could be very significant to us this upcoming week, whether you're seeing a lot of those numbers. I would recommend, you know, looking up the meaning of those numbers to see how those themes apply to you, if at all. But yes, so this is just the overall energy. Now let's see, oops. Yeah, I got the 8 of Swords. I got the 8 of Swords that just popped out. Some of us might be feeling trapped within our own minds, trapped within the confines of our own minds, of our own thinking, of our own mental processes. And we have to start breaking out of that rather than being kind of like complacent or believing that we are helpless or powerless, because we are not our mind. We can overcome our mind. And once we learn that, we are able to liberate ourselves mentally from the prisons that we create in our own head. So, I think I'm going to just go directly to advice for this week, because I think I did talk a little bit about challenges already. So let's talk about advice. So what advice can we give to the collective this week? What advice does the collective need for this upcoming week based off of this current energy? Okay. It's so fitting, the cards that came out. First, we have the Ace of Cups. Well, this was actually the second card that came out. Six of Pentacles also fell out. That's so... chef's kiss. Ace of Cups fell out. It's just so fitting how this works, right? This, to me, is the rejection of the offer. That's the rejection, the indifference, the lack of awareness, I guess you could say, or the unwillingness to be aware, or the inability to be aware. The Ace of Cups to me is saying to stop rejecting the offer. Accept the offer. Accept the offer of love, of emotional abundance, of emotional fulfillment. Allow yourself to overflow with emotions. And this can also signify allow yourself to feel the things that you don't want to feel. If you have been trying to numb everything, if you have been trying to remain numb, which I understand. Listen, I'm an Aquarius moon. It's a habit that I'm trying to break out of. But if you are so used to just trying to numb your feelings and not facing them and ignoring them all up until they just explode in your face and you have no other option but to clean up your emotional mess, this week is a wonderful opportunity for that change to occur, for you to change that habit, for you to start the process of breaking down that habit and creating a new and better one, okay? Feel your feelings. Listen, I know that it can be hard, it can be messy, but no one said it's going to be easy doing this. And we have to get out of the habit of doing things that are just easy for us, because life is not easy. I swear to you, it's not easy. It will never be this walk in the park. We can change our perspective and allow ourselves to look at things differently, from a different light, from a more productive light or more efficient light. We can do that, but life isn't always going to be a walk in the park. It's never going to be this easy thing. What we can do is to learn how to properly manage when that walk in the park turns out to have a bunch of twists and turns and we end up getting lost or whatever. We have to learn. The whole purpose, I think, of all of this is to learn how to properly manage ourselves, how to properly cope with the curveballs that life hits us with. And no, it's not an easy process, but no one said it was going to be easy. But what we can do is to just take it one step at a time, you know? Allow ourselves to feel the feels, allow ourselves to feel everything that we need to feel. It's okay. It is okay to feel this way. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel angry or vengeful or invalidated, or it's okay to feel the way that you feel. That's okay. But we cannot dwell in those feelings forever. And that's why we have to let that feeling hit us. We have to acknowledge it. We have to sit with it, which is something that a lot of us find very uncomfortable. I understand. But sit with those feelings. Why do you feel this way? Who has made you feel this way? What situation has made you feel this way? What can you do to forgive yourself? And what can you do to forgive others for what they may have done for you? This doesn't mean that you have to forget what they did. And maybe some of you don't have to forgive them, you know? Forgiveness isn't always a requirement for some of you. Maybe what someone did is very, very, very screwed up and they don't deserve that. But as long as that doesn't eat you alive, you know, if you can live life and, you know, not forgive this person, but still be able to live your everyday life without feeling that rage, that's okay. But what can you do to heal from this? Maybe journaling would help. Maybe meditating. Maybe looking in the reflection. Seriously, looking in the mirror and reflecting on everything, you know? Talking to yourself in the mirror. And that can be very uncomfortable because we have to look at our reflections and we can't stop looking. We have to obligate ourselves to continue looking in the mirror and seeing ourselves, you know? And that's not easy. But possible, yes. So, feel the feels, stop rejecting the offer, accept the offer. Allow yourself to feel emotionally fulfilled. Don't just continue ignoring it. Don't continue pushing away really great opportunities because you feel that you're not deserving of it. It wouldn't be offered to you if you were not deserving of it. Okay? And then we have the Six of Pentacles, which is an equal exchange of energy. And also with the imagery of this card, I think of patience, I think of diligence, I think of planting a seed and being patient with it growing, you know? We don't always get instant gratification, and we're not really meant to have instant gratification. You know, sometimes we really have to work for something. We really have to put in the time, the effort, the work in order to get what we desire. We have to prove to the universe that we actually want this thing and that it's not just some fleeting desire, you know? We have to show that we actually want it and that we are willing to work to have it. Does that make sense? So we have to put in the time, the work, the effort. We have to put in a certain amount of energy in order to have that energy reciprocated to us. Okay? And we have to take action. We have to take initiative. And we have to be very precise as to our goals. You know, we have to hit that bullseye. We can't be sloppy with our work. We have to be quick, precise, calculative, analytical. And that's why we have to learn to look at things objectively rather than subjectively. That's why we need to purge these feelings. That's why we need to go through the process of literally allowing our entire being, our entire body to feel the things that we have been suppressing for so long. Is it easy? No. Is it fun? No. Is it beneficial? Yes. Will it benefit you in the long run? Yes. That's why everything has to bubble up. It has to come to the surface one way or another. That way we can finally see things clearly. Because the longer that we keep everything down, the longer we try to remain numb, the longer we suppress everything, we are not emotionally clear. We don't have emotional clarity. And because of that, we don't have logical clarity, I guess you could say. We don't have mental clarity. If we don't have emotional clarity, we don't have mental clarity. And that's why we need to grow through this process of feeling the feels. And I know it's hard. I know it's a challenge, but it's very possible. So 8 of Wands, in order for us to be precise, we have to feel the feels. And we have the 9 of Cups reversed. Again, instant gratification. We can't have it. We won't have it. Not this week, at least. We need to work on killing off our demons. And not even killing our demons, but managing them. Putting them in their place and telling them that they are not in control. That you are the one that has the leash, not them. They are the ones on the leash. They are the ones that are commanded by you, not the other way around. You are in control, and you have the option, and you have the capability to work for what you want, to work for your desires. We can't have everything the easy way, otherwise we don't live anything. Otherwise we live in a world that is constantly being that is constantly trying to fill a void with temporary things. Okay? So that is my advice to you, my loves. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Let me know if it resonates with you. Let me know if this is advice that you needed to hear or that you didn't want to hear but needed to hear. A book recommendation is The Miracle of Mindfulness by Thich Nhat Hanh. Wait, hold on. Is that the name? Yes, Thich Nhat Hanh. I would really recommend that book for anyone who wants to live a life of mindfulness, of awareness. The teachings are very simple but very profound, and I feel like that makes the most impact. So with that being said, my loves, let me know if you like this video. Hit the big thumbs up if you did. Comment down below. Share with your friends, family, loved ones. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to know when I upload. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so at sinfulpluto.com. The link will be down below if you just want to click on that. And any other information that you need will be down below. If you want to follow me on social media, you can do so at Sinfulpluto on Twitter and Instagram. Talk to you later. Bye.